the guitar was born. Here it is, the story of the guitar. In investigations, musicologists came to the conclusion that the guitar dates back to ancient time, invented by the Hittites. About 1500 BC, this instrument was used by the Greeks to accompany the poems in verse, and sometimes it was executed with a pick, something like this. On another hand, in India, there was a very similar instrument called guitarra. Those invention is unknown, but it is believed to be approximately 4 millennium old, a very old. The Spanish guitarra originates from the instrument, however, it is still had nothing to do with the shape of the curving guitar. Since I did not have a mast, the mast was added by the Arab, as they call it, in avalanche, and the Spaniard call it laud, with inclinate, a broken mast, which will be straightened later. With this, the vihuela will be born, which was very popular since it was performing throughout the Spanish Empire. And you can see, knowing who invented the guitar, it is something very complicated. Let us start at the beginning and see it is evolution. Who invented the guitar? The first thing that was found through research on the construction of string musician instruments is that they belong to the cultures that revolve around the Mediterranean Sea, with where the adjacent culture and the Mesopotamian culture was. However, in archaeological study carried out in China and India, remains of instruments were found that, according to the characteristics found, resemble curving guitar and could answer to who the credit of having created the guitar belongs. According to the book, Art and Craft of Making Guitar by Manuel Rodriguez, he himself points out that the instrument that is related to the guitar of the Egyptian period is the Kotit lute, which dates from the year 300 BC. The Egyptian instrument, due to the historical development, is likely to be mixed with the instrument that would be produced in Asia. And it is here where instruments such as the lute, the mandolin, and the bandurria originate. The previous culture mixture and the invasion of the Muslim in the 8th in Spain made instruments similar to the laúd arise, and it is the troubadour who are in charge of spreading this instrument throughout all Spain and Europe. Regarding the guitar, there are many theories about the invention of this beautiful instrument. Next, we are going to name some of them that speak of who invented the guitar. This gentleman, Zira, this character was an Arab who was born in the city of Baghdad, Iraq, and who moved to Cordoba, Spain, in the period of the conquest of the Iberian Peninsula. In S.8, since he was the one who added the fifth a string to the laúd and created in the period of the School of Music that decisively influenced the evolution of the guitar. It is believed that he was the one who invented the guitar. Okay, well, the Romans. It is also said that it was a Roman who invented the guitar, since they dominate the guitarra hispanica, an instrument that had recently arrived in Spain. It was very similar to the Renaissance guitar. It is assumed that the guitarra hispanica would develop in Roman Empire until it became what we know today as a guitar. Another mystery. Who was Gaetano Venanzio? He was an Italian born in Naples, 1979. He was dedicated to make mandolins, and he also believed that he was an inventor of the guitar. This luthier created a large mandolins, but it is the respective particularities, both in physical conformation and sound. However, he was used as a mandolin according to the researchers. This instrument created by luthier would develop and become what is known as a guitar. Later, another person comes around, and his name was Antonio Torres Jurado from Spain. In the year 1850, Antonio Torres Jurado was born in Spain. Get to know the instrument that had been created by Gaetano Venanzio, since this instrument arrived in Spain. Torres adds some modification to the instrument created by Venanzio to differentiate it and thus convert it into what is known and as a guitar today, believing that he was really the one invented today's guitar. I particularly consider that all the previous versions are correct, since it is possible to observe that they are interrelated. What is in dispute? It is that the earth introduced through the process of colonization in the Iberian Peninsula all the culture, elements, and among them music. The laúd, it is an evolution of the avalanche, and from then derived the Spanish removal that we currently know. In the 18th century, after the ornate Baroque period, musically, there were no great guitar compositions, but there were important changes in the instrument. These changes improve the sound and technical conditions of the same, which we are maintaining until the current period. At this time, the sixth string was added to the instrument, and in addition, the double orders were replaced by the simple orders. Size of the instrument and the knuckles of the box were reduced. Another very important aspect was the substitution of the wooden headstock for a metal headstock, and the fret were extended to the sound hole of the guitar. These changes in the guitar lasted approximately a century, from the 1800 to 1900. By the end of the 18th century, the camera music guitar began to be included. Great performance of the guitar emerged at this time. Great guitar players from nowhere. Maestro Charles Doisy, Maestro Fernando Ferrandieri, and we must highlight the master guitarist Fray Miguel Garcia had another role. influence among the great guitarists of the early 19th century. And come back with Antonio Torres Jurado and the first modern guitar. We call it modern guitar. Between the 1900 and 20th centuries, a very important figure appeared, such Antonio Torres Jurado. Talk about him. Antonio Torres Jurado was a luthier born in Almería, Spain, in 1817. He was the creator of the classical flamenco guitar and was in charge of clearly differentiating its construction. The shape of the curving guitar and sound, it is of great contribution that the famous luthier gave to the guitar, for which is currently known as a concert guitar, was born. Antonio Torres established the canons of the current guitar. This extraordinary luthier implanted the structures of the top linkage and increased the size of the soundboard. The shape of the curving guitar and its sound is one of the great contributions that the famous Torres made to the guitar, which is why that is currently known as the concert guitar was born.